2020 regular meeting of Riverton Planning Commission Board of Adjustments to order, 5:30 p.m. Would the clerk please conduct a roll call?
Yes. Grace Andrus.
Here.
Bethany Valdez.
Here.
Michelle Barta.
Here.
Lance Godey.
Here.
Travis Guthrie. David Kellner.
Here.
Kyle Lato.
Here.
Robert Scheidemantel.
Here.
Julie Watt.
Here.
Randy Watson.
I declare that we do have a quorum. The chair would entertain a motion for the approval of the agenda.
This is Lance Godey. I have make such a motion.
Bethany Baldas, second.
Okay, I have a motion by Lance Godey and a second by Bethany Baldas to approve the agenda. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, nay. Motion is approved. The agenda has passed. Chair would entertain a motion for the approval of the March 5th, 2020 minutes.
Grace Andrus moves to approve the minutes from March 5th, 2020. Julie Watts will second.
Is there any discussion? Oh, I have a motion by Commissioner Grace Andrus and second by Commissioner Julie Watts to approve the March 5th, 2020 minutes. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed say nay. The motion is approved. The March 5th, 2020 minutes has passed. Prior to convening into the Board of Adjustments, do any commissioners wish to recuse themselves prior to the selection of the 5-member board? Okay, the chair would now entertain a motion to convene into the Board of Adjustment.
So moved by Kyle Lato. Second by David Kellner.
I have a motion by Commissioner Kyle Lato and a second by Commissioner David Kellner to convene into the Board of Adjustment. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. I now declare the Riverton Board of Adjustment in session at 5:34 p.m. Would the clerk please select 4 board members from those commissioners available?
Yes. David Kellner, Michelle Barta, Grace Andrus, and Julie Watt.
Okay, the chair would entertain a motion to open a public hearing for the, The chair would entertain a motion to open the public hearing for the renewal of residential child care permit applications.
Grace Andrus moves to open the public hearing.
David Kellner, second.
I have a motion by Grace Andrus and a second by Commissioner David Kellner to open the public meeting for the renewal of the residential child care permit applications. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. I now declare the public hearing open at 5:35 p.m. The hearing will be conducted in accordance with state statutes and other applicable laws. I ask those individuals wishing to address the commission to email comments to pc@rivertonwy.gov. Could we please have the Community Development Director's report?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In April of each year, permitted residential child care facilities are required to renew their annual permits. This year, we have received 8 renewal applications, which is 2 less than last year. Child care facilities are not allowed in residential zoning without a permit and annual inspection. Fire inspections have been performed at each of the following permit renewal locations with no exceptions being taken. All fees have also been paid. The state of Wyoming also regulates and licenses all child care facilities under these 3 designations. The Family Child Care Home allows for 3 to 10 children. The Family Child Care Center allows up to 15 children, and the Child Care Center allows for 16 or more children. I will now read through the names of the applicants and their address and what type of facility they are requesting. Susan Anderson, 1755 Riverview Road, a family child care home. Jessica Casper, 315 East Monroe Avenue, a family child care home. Kelsey Howard at 1308 East Pershing. Your pamphlet says requesting a family child care home. However, she called today and is now requesting a family child care center, which would allow up to 15 children, which is allowed in the R2 zone that she is located in. Monica Coonley at 311 Elk Drive, a family child care home. Jennifer Pearson, 911 East Roosevelt, family child care center. Corey Riley, 1419 East Fremont, a family child care home. Whitney Rhoda at 1107 West Main, a child care center. And the United Methodist Co-op at 1116 West Park Avenue, also a child care center. At this time, staff is recommending approval of the 2020 residential child care permit renewals. I would stand for any questions you may have.
Okay. Hearing no questions, we'll now take a 5-minute recess to allow for any comments via email. If you wish to comment on a renewal of a residential daycare permit application, please email your comments to pc@rivertonwy.gov.
Mr. Chairman, I have a timer set for 5 minutes. I will notify the group when we are finished with that recess.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, the 5-minute recess has elapsed. We have no comments regarding this agenda item. We did receive one email regarding a future agenda item. Mr. Steve Wilson, developer for the SIDA LLC, is on the phone, but we can ask him to speak at the appropriate time on the agenda item.
Certainly. Seeing no additional comments, the chair would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Grace Andrus moves to close the public hearing.
Second by Julie Watts.
I have a motion by Commissioner Grace Andrus and a second by Commissioner Julie Watts to close the public hearing for the renewal of residential child care permit applications. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. I now declare the public hearing closed at 5:44 p.m. The chair would entertain a motion to approve renewing residential child care permits for 1-year term.
David Kellner makes a motion to approve child care permits for 1 year.
Michelle Barta, second.
I have a motion by Commissioner David Kellner and a second by Commissioner Michelle Barta to approve the renewal of the residential child care permits for a one-year term. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say no. Nay. The motion to approve residential child care permits for one-year term has passed. The chair would entertain a motion to reconvene into Planning Commission.
Julie
Grace
Watts
Andrews.
moves that we into Planning Commission.
Grace Andrus, second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Julie Watts and a second by Commissioner Grace Andrus to reconvene into Planning Commission. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. The motion to reconvene into the Planning Commission has passed. We will now review the Eastern Shoshone Business Park plat, CITA LLC petitioner. Could we please have the Community Development Director's report?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The plat before you this evening proposes to subdivide a portion of Phase 1A of the Eastern Shoshone Business Park into 2 lots. The business park was created via a planned unit development, or PUD, in April of 2018, and since its creation, focus has been on installation of necessary infrastructure to accommodate the development of the property. The proposed lots are in compliance with the agreed-upon PUD and are planned for commercial properties. This plat will be reviewed by City Council at the next meeting. With that, I'd stand for any questions you might have.
Eric, this is David. I don't think it will make much of a difference or anything, but in your background, it lists Lot 1 will be sold in its entirety. I think those should be reversed. Lot 2 would be sold in its entirety, and Lot 1 likely to be subdivided later on.
Mr. Chairman, yes, you're absolutely correct. I was going off memory when I wrote that, and the initial lot numbering was reversed, and I apologize for the error. They were reverted back to a different scenario, so you're absolutely correct.
So will that need to be edited?
Yes, it will be.
Okay.
Eric, I had a couple of questions. This is Kyle Leto. I noticed some of the comments back, there was something from the gas company that had something mentioning a concern about enough offset with their utility. I guess my question is a 15-foot wide easement at the front of the lot's going to be enough? And then my next comment or question was about some of the comments on the last sheet. Looked like they might have been made by Brendan Tolman, the city engineer. And I just was wondering if you could discuss those and mention those a little bit.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. You're absolutely correct, Kyle. Those are great observations. Due to the situation that we find ourselves in, those comments have been addressed. However, the engineering firm working on this plat did not have the technological capability from home to make those adjustments prior to this meeting, so I apologize about that. But they are aware of those and they are making those changes. I know Ms. Wilhelm has a new computer on order that can handle the capability of the AutoCAD software to make the recommended changes. However, they just haven't taken place yet. They will be made prior to City Council reviewing the plat in front of you.
Is there going to be a new width for the utility easement?
I believe so, yes. They are also addressing Brendan's comments regarding the roundabouts, making the right-of-way or at least the street width standard, and also aligning or making parallel the bearings of the proposed right-of-way.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
this is Lance. A question for Eric, and I guess it's a little bit more procedural to help educate me as a kind of a newer member to try to understand. So given the fact that we're not looking at final things that will now go or eventually go to the council, would it be typical of that? I mean, is this or are we kind of working in the weirdness of COVID and like we're okay to move forward? Like, I guess I'm just kind of trying to understand of we're not really seeing what is actually final that will go to the council, and is that typical?
Mr. Chairman, no, it is not typical. We are absolutely working under the COVID-19 time. It would be definitely up to you guys if you wanted to revisit after the changes were made. But in light of moving forward, we thought it might be appropriate, especially given the circumstance that they could not make the changes in a timely fashion to get it into the packet. So I would kick that back to the group as your prerogative moving forward, yeah.
This is Robert. I have a question. So, if someone was to make a motion to approve the plat with the edits and the edits that corrects the comments and the right-of-way utility easement width, would that be acceptable, or would we want to go and revisit this again?
Mr. Chairman, yes, that would be acceptable to put a condition upon approval or moving forward to the City Council.
And Mr. Chair, this is Lance. I think that's an acceptable idea, because I'd hate to send something to the council that really we've not fully vetted. So I would feel comfortable in making said motion that all amendments be conducted prior to submission to the council.
This is Grace Andrus. I would second that motion.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Lance Godey and a second by Commissioner Grace Andrus to recommend approval of the Eastern Shoshone Business Park plats for lots 1 and 2 of Phase 1 with the note that all the edits be completed and the utility easement width be corrected prior to submittal to the City Council. Is there any discussion?
Hey, this is Steve Wilson with CITA. I have a couple comments whenever it's appropriate before you finish.
Sure. Sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. Good evening, Chairman and council members. My only comment to that motion would be we had spent time with the gas company and the utility companies to make sure that the size of those easements were appropriate. So if it would be possible in your motion to just say, we'll make the revisions as proposed or as finalized with the utility companies, because I think we'll reach back out to the utility company and make sure that that's going to work based on previous comments that we'd received from them when we were starting to design that plat to begin with. So that's really my only comment, unless anybody else has something they'd like to ask of me.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
This is Lance. I think that is within the spirit of my motion. Mr. Wilson's suggestion, I think, is within the spirit of my motion. I guess I just wanted to note that I don't
that's
feel
great.
a need.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Eric, you don't think we need to redo the motion, do you?
I don't believe so. I think Mr. Wilson has obviously they want appropriate space for utilities to serve the properties. That would be a gross oversight that I don't think anybody wants, especially the developers. So no, I don't believe so. We don't need to probably amend the motion.
Okay. With that, is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay.
David Kellner will abstain.
The motion to recommend approval of the Eastern Shoshone Business Park plat for lots 1 and 2 of Phase 1 with the approved revisions and new utility easement width upon final has passed. Any other business before the commission?
Mr. Chairman, the only other item that I wanted to let you guys know is we do have the final Planning Commission member will be appointed at the next City Council meeting. His name is John Payne. If you remember, he also has a home occupation and was at the last meeting where we approved the home occupations, and he was interested in applying, and he and the mayor had a conversation, and he will be appointed at the next meeting. But that is the only other business that I have. Connie, did you have anything else?
No, not really. We will have another replat at the next meeting as well. That would be April 23rd. I don't know if you wanted to leave any time for comment on the plat. Were we going to do that? For comment to be emailed in?
Only for the public hearing.
Oh, okay, got it. No, I have nothing else. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, the only other item that I had was just a quick survey of efficacy of this meeting style. I don't believe that we'll be out of the situation that we're in for at least until April 30th, until the governor's office provides additional guidance. Is this acceptable?
Yeah, it's acceptable. It's not optimal, but it's acceptable.
I'll go along with Lance on that one.
Yeah, definitely not my preferred method for sure.
Okay, with that, Chair would entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved, Bethany Baldus.
David Kellner, second.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Bethany Baldus and a second by Commissioner Dave Kellner to adjourn the meeting. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. Hey, everybody have a good night, and it is 5:58. Adjourned at 5:58.